It's happening
All right,
right
I gotta
now.
go.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to magic. Disappear now. Are the Magic Guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 104 of the Magic Guys. We're here, we're live, and Jason, he's just wrapped up his time on the episode. He's clocked in enough for this year already. And, we've recruited
a new record, actually.
We've recruited a third brother instead. But yeah, how you doing over there, Doug? I can see you've got a leprechaun with you. What's going on?
I've got kindred spirits in the house. One of the brethren from the French Quarter has joined us today. Hey, Connor O'Carrick, what's happening, man?
Hey,
I'm really happy.
Welcome.
I feel like I've made a good time doing a lot of videos posted of this location, but this is actually only the second time I've actually been able to come over, isn't it?
I know, right?
So, and now I'm on the camera. Last time I just saw the camera. Now I'm on it.
We're making this happen. Well deserved, in my opinion, dude. You've put in the time through the years. I know I was going through my Facebook memories not too long ago. In the first appearance, I took a picture of you. I was living on Toulouse Street, and I was like, "Hey, I sighted a leprechaun today." When was that? About 6 years ago?
That was in 2015. You met me about a month and a half into being a street
the very beginning
as a leprechaun. I had come out before, and I hadn't come up with a character, and I had done a couple of street shows in 2013. And really, I had gone down to play music. And I had learned
very accomplished musician. This one as well.
I went to college for music.
Hey, Doug, just slide your mic down a little, brother. It's in the focus.
To agree to a music degree that it is to do theater with the purpose of being a magician, because as a musician, you can actually make a living. Is the logic of what it
makes sense to me.
But I made more money as a magician the couple of times I did a show, and so when I left New Orleans in 2013. I came up with the leprechaun character, and then I met you literally a month and a half into putting the leprechaun character onto the street. I played with him for about a year before I brought him and tried to actually like do something with him. So I don't know why I'm talking about him in the third person, but there it is.
Well, it is a different person, right? When you put on that character.
For sure.
Yeah, you
100%.
perform in the is it third person? Not third person. You perform as an Irish leprechaun.
Yes,
so
I'm the world's tallest leprechaun. So there's a lot of irony there, but yeah, that character is the excuse for why magic happens in my show. It's why is this guy doing anything in the magic show? The reason why is because he's a mythical creature. This is just how he is, and it's the excuse.
And it works, you know. And I've watched this go from a questionable event to a well-refined piece of performance.
Questionable event.
And the last couple of years, I've been saying, stay the course, stay the course. You have done it, and I know you're well on your way to what is going to be the most successful year of your life. And if you guys follow him on social media, you'll see it happen. He posts on Instagram and TikTok.
I'm doing all four. This year I've done it so far. I've done it one video to each of the 4 platforms a day, and I'm just going to focus on that for a year straight. One video each.
You're in good company. That seems to be what Jason Maher is taking part in the 365-day challenge. Are you done yet? You over it? Day 3?
It's almost finished, brother. I've already done the 3. I've only got the 6 and the 5 left.
That would be a great joke.
Oh man.
So yeah,
but it's
going
really,
fine.
How's it going?
Well, I mean, knowing what I'm getting myself into, the time management's not difficult. It's not affecting anything. It's just I'm just doing it, you know. Plus, I got I showed you that camera last week, that little ZV1. Sorry, I'm currently solving a Rubik's Cube as well. Just keep.
Oh, we can hear it. Don't worry.
Yeah, keeping my skills sharp, baby.
You want one to solve? You can do it too.
This little thing makes it so much easier, right? Because this thing fits in your pocket, and it's I mean, obviously without the tripod, this thing here is like no bigger than a deck of cards. So just.
That's cool.
It's actually smaller than a deck of cards.
Wow, that's
crazy. It films in 4K and it's full frame and it's a beautiful little. Like my videos, Josh, have all been filmed pretty much on this thing. So
Right, I'm gonna need that G7X. All right, just a quick.
it's not a
Quick mail.
G7X. It's a Sony's EV1, brother.
I know, but that means you're not using your.
You want your
G7X.
hand-me-down.
Oh, you want my hand-me-down? Sorry, Yuki. Sorry.
Reasonable
Josh,
request.
Yuki bought it already.
Yuki, I'm gonna need that G7X.
I'm gonna have to fight it, bro.
I'm not prepared.
Yeah, Mika's doing the 365-day challenge as well. That's our editor.
Ah, I did not know.
Yeah, man. He's doing the 365. He's on day 3 as well. He's actually doing really well. Like he's producing quality edits. Like his
Go figure. It's Mika.
It won't be long until people clue on and they'll sit down every morning like I'm doing and they'll watch Jason's vlog and then Mika's vlog side by side because
or they'll watch Mika's vlog and then Jason's vlog, right?
Well, that's true. I mean, I will point out, I think on your first day, you were like, I'm doing the 365 with this guy. Yeah, link in bio. And I was like, oh, he's like shouting him out. Looked in the bio. There was no link.
Oh, no, the link's there.
Maybe added it in later. After you
added in about an
after you
hour
realized-
later, yeah.
No,
I
I
was
was
not
too
that,
quick
I
on the
just-
trigger then.
No,
I was too quick to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I hadn't even finished posting it yet, bro.
I think I watched it before you even edited it. Yeah, that's how quick I watched.
Remember,
your vlogs.
I remember you watching the uncut footage of me
I
swearing.
just
at
follow
camera.
you around while you're filming, and I edit it in my head. Go, oh yeah, that'll make a good video.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anyway, Connor's. I can see he's got a coin flickering around there. I'd love to see some magic, but before we
Always
do that,
visited, man.
but
Always.
before we do that, Doug, perfect. Yeah, if you could bring that.
Look at the
down.
professionalism you get in the con house.
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see a little magic from Connor.
There's noise effects and everything.
Nope.
All right, well, each one of these one hand. Let me get where am I at? Okay, so this is the way that I need to face right here. That's what I'm
There's
facing.
your human.
Gotcha. All right, there's my human. That's good. Thanks. Instant connection there. Each one of these 3 coins are going to jump from one hand to the other hand visibly, one at a time. Now, some people, when they see me do this, they think that I might have an extra coin in one of my 2 hands. Other people think that I might be throwing the coin from one hand to the other hand so fast that you just can't see it. And in order to throw a coin that fast, your hand would have to move, wouldn't it, Doug?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll vouch for
But
that.
if you notice, my hand doesn't move when it goes from here to here. Are you watching? I'll do it in slow motion. I do think it's more impressive when you go from one hand to the other in slow motion. You want to see it in slow motion?
I do.
All right, watch close.
That is not more impressive.
You see it that time? Well, the only reason you could see it is because I was going slow. If I had gone at full speed, you wouldn't have been able to see it.
Ooh.
That's why I do it in slow motion. I don't want
boy.
them to feel like I'm trying to trick them. I mean, I am. I just don't want them to feel like it. One last time from here to here. That's how you get 3 coins to go from one hand to the other.
Bravo.
Typically, I'll jump into a Miser stream after that, but there's not enough space. I take up the whole point of that.
Can,
Miser stream is to
can it
engage
be
as
done
much
naked,
space as
or-
possible at that point? But
That Miser Dream is a great sequence.
I really
we need
enjoy
the
it.
serious questions here. Can it be done completely naked, or
No gimmicks, by the way. No, a lot of people
No
come up to me
gimmicks.
and ask me to see
no
my
gimmicks,
coin
baby?
and ask to see if there's a turtle in there. But there's no turtle.
Wow, that's
I was enjoying how you started breaking into an Irish accent.
Yeah.
Saying none of this.
I can't help it. Once I start showing it, I've programmed it in so much that that's like just the way that I
How do you
interface.
feel- how do you like me
What's-
now, Josh?
When you perform, it's always in character. Is that correct?
With the exception of
Give me a break.
like at Renaissance festivals, if there's an after hours party,
Mhm.
anyone who is at that after hours party, they are looking for the deeper
Yes, I thought I lost this.
longer with them when you're
I was
just
having a
like
paranoid
this,
moment
doing
where I thought
magic
I lost
tricks
the
because
coin.
they don't know when it's a trick and when it's not a trick.
Right.
But or if it's, I've already done the show on the street and now someone else is doing a show and I'm stepping back over here and people are asking
Yeah.
me questions. I'll do a lot
Yeah.
of stuff because it's important to let them know the difference between the two characters
Right.
and that we both have the ability to do the trick. But but usually I prefer to be in the Irish accent. And I've fooled to date 11 Irish speaking people.
Wow.
7
Wow.
of them are drunk. I was told yesterday that he placed me from Limerick until he got to the hat line where I drop it. But so
Yeah, you break character during your hat line to let them know who you are.
I personally think that's the coolest thing, or the most, not coolest, but the most unexpected thing that they can expect a magician to do, because there's this whole dynamic of, oh, he's trying to get me. Oh, he's trying to get me. And then when I break character and I'm real with them for a second, it really, they're like, oh crap, he's not a skeevy jerk who's trying to trick me. He's a regular dude, and this is just an act. And that really, I think it comes out of nowhere. You know, it really takes them by surprise. Almost as it's changing my accent is almost as impactful as some of the visual magic that I do. I wouldn't say it's I
told you it's my favorite moment in your show.
I never get a wow, but you can definitely see that the people are impressed by it. And I guess that's the name of the game. So
it's a magic trick they're not even realizing they're seeing. Like they're being deceived before they even.
It's like a twist ending is the way that I think it. They're like, oh crap, all that whole time he wasn't just doing this, he was also doing this the entire time too. And it only took 9 years to figure out that was the key. It only took 9.
And who makes more money, you or the leprechaun?
Always the leprechaun. The leprechaun's a lot more shameless and asking for it. That's one of the best things about the character is that I can get away with stuff that I personally would never do, just out of shyness or social construct. But when I'm wearing another character, it's a lot easier to say things like, I think $100 is a really generous tip, and $1 is not. That's a bum to make him leave you alone. I think Dusty's the one who first started saying that.
Did you say that?
I say it when Dusty's not in town. I don't like negative.
Jason's going to show us his best coin trick with an Irish speaking accent as well. Let's see it, bro.
All righty then. Top of the morning to you. Hang on, let me just. All right.
Yes.
Top of the morning to you. Look at this, a little Irish dream for you. Just going to get a piece of coin, and then all of a sudden, dreams do come true. You can find this treasure on the other side of the rainbow. I'm getting canceled for that.
That was some really good hand washing, though. That looks so slick.
I'm getting canceled for that 100%.
Very natural hand movements. Really, really good. Are you familiar with the O'Farrell clip?
Well, who's O'Farrell?
This one right here.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I do it like that one, and then you can do a production where it's like where you pull it.
Yeah.
But normally, when I do it like you take the coin and then it becomes invisible, and then you can pluck it straight out of the air and it comes.
Nice. That looked good. That looked
back to reality. It goes gravity.
What about
Josh? Show them when gravity goes. Show them when gravity goes, brother.
All right, gravity goes like this, brother. So you take the coin, and then it goes.
Ooh.
It comes back.
Flash.
That's been a while since I've done that.
A little bit. Real nice.
Gravity goes up because we're in Australia.
Nice muscle pass.
We're on the other side of the world, so the coins don't actually fall down here. Oh shit! Nearly dropped it.
So here's a fun thing that I do when I do the muscle pass. I've got a ring on this thumb.
You mean when you do real magic?
I started doing this because of Eric Evans. Eric Evans talks about it in his book on strategy.
Do it again. It's a good one, right? Yeah.
Now do it.
Thank you.
But continue your thought about it.
But so Eric Evans talks about this thing in his book about it's a strategy called Take the Weapons from the Enemy. You need to get the book and read it. It's on Penguin Magic. But,
Secret Art of Magic.
The Secret Art of Magic by Eric Evans. And it's actually not Eric's chapter that I'm talking about. It's Nalin Craver's section where he talks about take the weapons of the enemy. And I wanted to apply that strategy. When I do the muscle pass, there's a ring on my thumb and it goes up. And then I asked, do you believe in mind reading? Oh, I knew that. And then I say that someone here is thinking that my ring might be a magnet, so that I have this moment where I show that it's not a magnet. And you always pause right before you touch and look at the person who was thinking it was a magnet, tap it. And now you've got justification to do the muscle pass a second time to prove that it's not a magnet. And so I get to do it twice, but it's also, I'm breaking down their thought process while they're doing it. And leaving that ring on the thumb and then using that to be why I get it off. So because the ring gets in the way of all of my jumbo coin work. but
I told you silicone is good, but then you can't.
But I don't want to. I like that.
I would say,
it's not the same.
Jace, when you do the muscle pass, I get people thinking there's a magnet in my hand anyway. Do you get that? Like even when there's no ring. And I wonder if maybe
when I do it, I follow it up with like, I mean, you've seen me do it, Josh. Like I do the muscle pass, man. I've got a 30mm lens on here, so it's like really close. So when I do the muscle pass, fuck, my hands are all like dry and shit.
Just do the ending.
When I do the muscle pass, I then follow it up with I go, that's because the coins are magnetic, you see?
Yeah, that
I do this. Yeah.
What I'm thinking could be.
Do you mime? Do you mime them? Do you do this one, Jason? Or
I do the whole
so
shebang,
they can see it, huh? Do you do this one where you bring it
Josh
close?
controls all that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nope, that's
Oh,
Josh.
sorry. That's
Josh
whoa.
controls-
So do you do this to show that they're magnetic and then snap them together? Because so you can go on one side they repel each other, and then on the other side they snap together, and then pull them apart, and then fingertip muscle pass them together. You know, but that one's really fun.
No, I just I do the mime, but I usually try and do it like here. So like I bring the coin in and then it like flips over.
Oh, that's good.
And then I go, what my
like
bad?
that.
And then it like snaps
What
in.
did you do there? That's good. I'll be practicing that tonight for hours.
What I'm thinking could be funny is after you do the muscle pass and they say, is there a magnet in your hand? What if you go, oh yeah, there is. Let me take it out. And let me do it again without the magnet.
Oh, that's pretty. That's good. I like that. I really like that.
All right, that was cool. You should do that. You should actually add that
Look,
to
I
your...
specifically
I think I will.
this for that.
That was
You
funny.
Say, yeah, it's the magnet that I keep in my hand that makes it work.
That's the real version. That's the real
One of
version.
these in your pocket.
Fuck you.
All right, Josh.
That's a lot better.
Watch as the coins travel from one hand to the other.
Yes.
Do you want to see it again?
I thought you were gonna like make all three jump and go.
I got you. From the fingertips, bro. Ooh, the last one. Just messing with you. It's still here, or is it? I think it's still here.
Good work.
I like that. I like that.
Hold on. Everybody thinks, sure, you can do it one at a time, but can you neatly stack the coins and have them all travel across at the same time? Huh?
Oh god.
So anyway, this is so my muscle pass is in the third part
Oh,
of
back
my
on the muscle pass.
routine.
Nice.
But if someone's grilling me on my 3-fly, this is something that I've started doing in the last couple of months where I'm like, no, like I can do it for real. I'm just being more showy with it here. I'll do it in slow motion. 3 coins, one hand. It just goes right here and it goes across. And then the next one goes
That was
across.
cool.
Then the next one
Damn.
goes across.
That's very
It's
cool.
actually happening. You just don't see it when it happens. I'm just
That's
doing it a
very
little slower
cool.
now.
That's
And so
very
now
cool.
you get this twofer of, well, that's goofy. There's no way that's how he was doing what he was just doing a second ago, but also what the hell is happening here? So that's but
Josh does a really good
splatter half of
2-fly.
my coin routine. Now that's the end of the coin routine. And I hate it when that happens, but it does stop that heckler in his tracks. And I think that's more valuable than finishing the routine.
Josh does a really good 2-fly. Okay,
So what?
I know that sounds silly, but it's actually like a real routine. Josh, do the 2-fly.
Ooh, that's a great routine. The
the
Will
2-fly.
Houston routine.
I don't know if that's gonna happen right now.
Have you
Come on,
seen
bro.
this thing?
Where's
The
your
Will
turtle at, brother?
I don't think I've seen
Where's your shell, brother?
Downstairs, brother. It's slowly getting
alright.
away from me.
I'm not going to see it tonight, it appears.
No,
I'll
but
make sure you
it's
see it.
Actually, no, it doesn't appear. That's the problem.
Don't
The
let me
anticipation is palpable.
forget. No, it's a great routine. Are you talking
I
about
mean-
the Will Houston routine?
that's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the one.
It's a great routine.
I love the
I know,
moment where
Doug's
it's
gonna do
like,
it for you right now.
yeah, I love my favorite moment is when he's like, when you don't see it go across, it goes across. But when you see it go across and he throws it, it doesn't go across, and they're still back where they
so
started.
good.
It's
So good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that
gets the juices going. Yes.
out. I'll have to check that
And
out.
when you refer to the juices, Josh, what exactly?
The
what are the juices?
the virgin juices.
I was going to say
It
creative.
sounds absolutely
was too
filthy,
plain.
bro.
The inner magic virgin in me gets the juices flowing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That sounds Absolutely filthy, buddy.
Anyway, how are all the New Year's resolutions going? Doug, are you feeling pretty limber now? You looking good?
No, I've had a horrible
Why'd
start
you
to my
pause,
New
bro?
Year.
What
That's
was
a
with
delay.
the pause?
That's just
You're
a delay
looking. You're looking like a guy that's been doing yoga every day, brother.
I haven't though. I haven't been to the doctor, but I haven't been feeling well since Christmas. It's been a tough week for me, and I've got family members with health issues, and I don't want to dwell on it. Short answer is no. Hopefully, it's temporary, and I'm not just.
There you go. There you go, Josh. You owe me $10.
This man was brave enough to come into the house today. I'm feeling today.
I let it simmer for about 5 days, though.
You know,
I passed.
It's the best
on the invite of the couch.
I love New Year's and Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, and I didn't get out one day this weekend to do anything.
Didn't miss a whole lot.
Still, that's where I've been. So that's my story. Happy New Year's.
Usually, it is my favorite time to be in New Orleans too. Of all the times that I've performed in New Orleans, this week is like I've been saying it for 2 years now. It's the best week to be a performer in New Orleans.
It always is,
and it's been all of us have been, you know, roughing it out. It's been
the weather has been weird, and that always challenges the human psyche when it's cloudy and windy, and that's the way it's been. We are animals, and we react to these conditions, and I think that's always something. And that was there this weekend too. So,
but have either of you two, when busking, said, "All right, watch me swallow my spectators"?
Is that a thing now?
No, I was
Yesterday.
okay. There's context there. So I was doing a show. Yesterday. It's in my vlog, but I didn't capture that moment. But I had one of those crowds where it was like a little bit rough to get them on my side. So I delivered this joke, right, because I was like pumping out the comedy, but they were just giving me nothing. So I was like, all right, I'll call them on it. And then I was just like, where would we be without laughter, eh? Watching me, apparently. Holy, you guys are a rough crowd. And then I got a little chuckle, and then but it wasn't enough of a reaction. And I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna swallow my crowd. I meant to say swallow a balloon, but I was like, I'm just going to swallow my crowd. Anyway, the moment was so spontaneous that like telling the story is not as funny as when it actually happened. And I was like, I just lost my shit. Like it just broke me.
Yeah.
It broke me. And I started like hacking, like kicking myself laughing in the middle of my show. And then I was like taking a while to start the balloon swallow because as I was about to start, I would start laughing again. And then I'm like, I can't do that. And then I could feel myself while I was like midway with the balloon, just like, you know, the laugh coming. And I'm like, oh God, just like get it in there so I could start pissing myself again. It was a very funny, it ended up being a very good show, I think, because of that like human element of me making a mistake and then laughing. And then people just found it funny.
It sounds like a problem you don't usually think of.
What?
It sounds like a problem you usually don't think is going to happen.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, I was like, Josh, what are you talking about?
But anyway, back to the muscle pass. So,
so
I've been working on this new version of the muscle pass. Here's a coin. Here's a little cool coin thingy you can do when you're naked. Hang on, I'll set that one down there for now to send a message to the politicians. Ooh.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I like to call.
Are we allowed to talk about the work on this thing? Am I allowed to?
He's live on the internet.
I like to call it the revolution coin, where it spins in the palm of your hand.
And that's out of the muscle pass position, or is that just?
No, that's out of a roll. So you go from a coin roll, and then you can end in the coin.
Oh, you're doing it.
Flip. Oh, you're never gonna get it, bro. Sorry.
Bet.
Anyway, learn it. Go and learn it. But I would like to make credit. I would like to make credit.
Show Jason how to.
I just gonna put some credit out there real quick. To Samuel King.
Doug, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to give credit.
to Samuel King.
Calm this young man down.
Okay, say it again. Samuel King.
To Samuel King, creator of the coin revolution in the palm thing.
Beautiful. And there's our thumbnail.
Oh God, that's funny.
Hang on, point again, Josh. Go ahead.
Well, I was just miming.
I look like Boris the Animal when I do that. You know, Men in Black 2, Boris the Animal.
Oh yeah. So what? All right. Nope, lost my words. Hang on, found him again.
This song is called Josh Lost His Words.
Yeah. No, I asked the community, and thank you guys for participating, of what they'd like to see in the future episodes of this podcast. One was Jason to be naked. No, it was for Jason to wear different costumes.
That was me.
In every one. That's what I thought. And yeah, look, I'll go through them and find some real great segments. But one of them was like, just like, what's the thing on your mind this week, or like, what's getting you mad this week, or.
I'll tell you what's getting me mad this week.
That's what I want to hear.
I actually don't know. Nothing really gets me mad, but I'm a pretty chill dude. Although when you're pushing your trolley, you ever pushing your gear, Doug, and then people just stop in the middle of the walkway, like they just stop. You're like pushing your trolley, and you're like,
oh,
yeah,
man, that's rough out there. It's rough, yes. But you have to be accommodating to the tourists. They pay us, and they're ignorant. So what are you going to do? Hurt them?
Yes.
Noise. You know what I have on my card is a bicycle bell. Ding, ding. So I can ring it.
That's funny.
I think Jason wants to put a spike on the end of his.
I wanted to put a train divider. You know those things that split cows, like that on the front of my cart, so I can just like ride through the crowd. And then I wanted like a full on, like, you know, where you pull the thing and it goes, yeah, like a full on horn, like that'll blow up people's heads. That's what I want.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's been making.
As you can see, Josh, pretty much the entire podcast, I've had this little cat in the corner of my screen that's
flicking up.
That right there.
This is blowing up on YouTube right now.
It's a new subscriber. Every time a new subscriber comes in,
this is good news, because now I'm gonna fought the fight, and you had a tough fight with YouTube for a while. But look at the possibilities that exist on the platform. You are freaking crushing it right now, and the internet's ready to see good magic. So congratulations on being there to deliver it and keep it going, man.
Watch, I'm gonna hold my breath till you get the next one.
I just turned it off, Josh. I just want to see you go blue in the face.
Have you subscribed to Jason yet? I have. His lives on the line here. Someone go subscribe to Jason.
God.
For God's sake.
Josh, I can tell you're breathing through your nose, you silly goose. Oh, yeah? How come I can feel your breath on my finger, huh?
All right. That was ridiculous. Did you really turn it off, or just everyone stop subscribing?
I turned it off. All right,
that's bullshit then. Why are you making me hold my breath? You turned it off.
Out of respect. Out of respect.
Wow.
I just wanted.
Right,
I want you to look back on this podcast in 10 years and realize how stupid you are.
You want to know what's making me mad today?
Jason, the motherfucking Ma. That guy. There you go. Now you can stop holding your breath.
Connor, what you had a thought of the week?
I will tell you. You asked what's been making me mad. I'll tell you what's been making me mad. The ground has been wet at the pitch, and I have a rope routine as my grand finale. And if the rope touches the ground, there is now a tell on the rope. So the last 2 days, I have done a load of laundry to wash my rope so that the tails are gone. And I've also, in the last 2 days, taken my rope and rubbed the whole thing on the ground so that the tails are gone.
I was thinking today about how much the weather must not affect it. I mean, come on, you've been out there in the trenches. You should have weather-resistant material.
The rope this is a new one. I've never had that happen before. I don't know what it was. I think last year my rope wasn't as long. I got it. You told me big man should have big props, and so I added about 2 feet to the length of rope that I'm doing, so that now instead of doing this, I'm doing this. And what
about rope that's not white? So when it gets dirty or discolored, it doesn't show as much.
Interesting thought.
A green rope would seem appropriate.
Yeah. Still going to get dirty.
Well, not as much as white.
My solution is to just have 2 or 3 backups. Next time I'll have 2 or 3 backups and just take out another clean rope when I need one. But
I'd use colored rope.
Yeah.
Magician problems.
You got the same set as I do.
I only use the best rings, my friend.
Have you ever had any luck using that the fully suspended link that
Bob mentioned a belt. Show your belt.
Oh,
Look at
God.
this freaking bat belt. Look at this man lives the role. Look at this freaking belt.
So I got my wand here. This is where my tips go. I keep my phone stuff here. If anyone tips me coins, I throw them in here. I got 2 packs of cards here. And I also keep my linking ring set here. So a lot of things. And
What's the ropes in your? Yeah, it is dirty. Ooh, I just touched it.
I warned you. I warned you. I warned you. But then also here, I
Center
lock
it
in.
a little more.
I lock my mug that I do my Meister's Green routine here,
Which
so
is
it's immediately
so cool.
accessible. My linking rings are immediately accessible. This is if I do.
Look at this
cigarette,
wand.
I can. It's a big old.
Are
bad
you
boy
kidding
there.
me?
Hey man, it's not about how big it is; it's about how you use it.
Yeah, size doesn't matter unless you have it.
And
also,
where are you hiding the oranges in there and the watermelon?
Huh?
you also handcrafted the vest.
The vest is all mine. Yeah, and I made it to where right here
You call that a wand?
is a.
This is a wand. Oh shit! I thought there was more in there. Oh shit! Oh, that is.
That's funny.
I should go
That is
get my
awkward.
bag out of the car.
Oh yeah, right.
I do an 8-foot appearing pole out of my satchel and I stick it back in. So if we wanted to do a size thing, I can. Yeah.
And you missed the joke. It was supposed to be a bigger wand. All right.
We got the joke.
Still cool
We
though.
laughed.
We all-
Everyone
yeah.
laughed.
Right.
I already told you the joke about the gas lighter.
He wants double laughs.
Get it? Gas ladder. I get
Yeah, I
it.
told you the joke about the gas lighter already earlier when we were talking.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Don't worry.
So Connor, are you doing? I mean, I can imagine Ren Fairs are probably a popular hit for you. Are you sure? What kind of gigs are you doing?
The Ren Faire.
I've made
You know what this man needs? A giant color-changing knife.
This knife. The knife
Look
again.
at that thing, man. Isn't that?
that is nice. I do like that.
It was nice last week. Come on now.
It's nice every week. It's been nice every week that I've brought it onto the podcast.
He's got to
We wanna
show it out
see-
3 times before it's a tax write-off, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Josh, I am booked for 28 weekends out of the next year for 2023
As a paid professional.
at Renaissance fairs, and those gaps in between, not all of them are because I don't have a gig offered. It a lot of that is so that I can street perform in between the places. So like when I go from Florida to from here, I'm going to Florida, and I'm gonna be performing, with the exception of 2 weekends I'm gonna have off in February. I'll be performing all the way up until April. And then I've got a gap from April to May, but I'm going to slowly make my way up the East Coast street performing, because it's just so much more fun that like to have just finished a gig and to have a gig that I'm going to, and to just kind of coast my way up and try out the different flavors of the different pitch on the East Coast. It's just really, really fun. And so I leave gaps so that I can stay on the street performing, mainly because of what Alexander told me. Did I tell you about what Alexander told me?
Tell me.
My first year in New Orleans, like 2 months after we met, I went to my first Renaissance fair, and you were the one who told me you should direct all your attention at that. And you were right, and I did. But when I went to that first Renaissance fair, I was building crowds really easy. And I got this fake level of confidence, because then I came back from those 2 weekends of the Renaissance fair. I'm street performing in New Orleans in the summer in August. And I'm like, no one wants to see magic anymore. Last week I was killing it. This week I can't build a crowd to save my
What
life.
did Alexander say?
And Alexander said the only reason that was easy at the Renaissance fair is because you've been street performing. If you were a guy who's only doing magic in his mom's basement and you went out to do a Renaissance fair for the first time, you'd have a hard time building a crowd.
True story. Yeah.
And so when Alexander told me that, he also suggested to always, if you get booked every weekend out of the year, Renaissance fair stuff, try and schedule yourself some time to come back to the streets and keep learning, because that's really where
these are good lessons, and they're coming from a great guy, Alexander Osborne.
Alex
Dude, man, he's
brilliant.
one of my all-time favorite people in the world.
He is too brilliant for his own good.
Y'all remind me to talk. See if I can get Alexander on here to spread some
that would be
wisdom, because he has a lot.
That would be delightful.
Do you ever cross paths with our friend Hildebrand? He does a lot of Ren Fairs. Seems to enjoy the scene. Or have you taken all his gigs?
Where's he working?
Cody Hildebrand. My best friend at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair knows Cody, And last year I wanted him to introduce us, and I just didn't have time to get to it. And I talked to Cody on Facebook and TikTok. We follow each other and we support each other. We comment on each other's stuff. I just haven't been able to make it to his neck of the woods.
I mean, Cody's got I think a fair he works regularly.
Yeah.
You're traveling the country working lots of how many is 28? 12 events?
It's just a little. How many different?
How
festivals?
many events is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events.
Seven.
Three of them run for 6 weekends or 7 weekends long. The other ones are 2 or 3 weekend events. But yeah,
Groovy.
And I don't.
You deserve all the success. You busted your butt to get it.
Thank you.
And what advice do you have to the magicians out there that are interested in Ren Faire type things?
Yeah. What advice?
Advice to getting into the Ren Faire. So first thing that you need to do is you need to go on my friends list on Facebook and join friends with a guy named Bob Hollister. He's not a magician. He does the Wonder Elixir of Life show, which is literally just a medicine man show or a snake oil show with water with green food coloring in it. And it's 30 minutes of them making all these ridiculous promises of all the cures of all the ailments of this thing. And it's very, very funny. But Bob Hollister wrote a book, a little PDF book. It's $5. It's called How to Connect to Your Circuit. And it lays out all the basics on what kind of act or booth you want to run, how to send an email, what needs to be included in the email, thoughts that you need to have run through your head when you look over your first contract. And that book saved a lot
of
groundwork.
Is this specific to Ren Fairs?
It is specific. How to connect to your Ren Faire circuit. And the information in there could be applied to other festivals, I assume. Like it definitely works for pirate festivals and Viking festivals. I would assume that it's a similar type of, I don't think there would be too much change if I want to start working like Comic-Cons or Wizard conventions rather than festivals. But basically what it lays out is you want to think about your act. You want to think about how much you want to get paid for it. And you need to look for the entertainment director's email address and send them an email. Here are the things that you need to have in your email. Here are the things that they're going to respond to. And here are the things you need to think about when they give you that contract, and make sure that these things are in there. One of the most important advice that was from that book for me that I got was, do not assume that they will know what you need in the contract. Correct them, send it back to them with red lines in it. No, I need this. Don't assume that they know that you need a campsite with electricity. They might just give you a campsite or whatever. And so
$5. What's the guy's name again?
Bob Hollister.
There you go.
Wonder Elixir of Life show.
Sounds like a good deal for professional advice.
Bob's a great guy, and the $5 is going to a good cause. And a great show. He's very funny.
Yeah,
they have a whole bit with cheese.
No doubt, man. You're interested in working the Ren Fairs. You just got some great advice
for sure. Yeah, that book literally made it work for me.
I needeth flowing water daily. I requireth a jousting partner.
Send forth.
Also this.
Hard work. Maids.
Yeah, hard work.
Hard work. As you were going through the steps the last couple of years, I'm watching you from my viewpoint as like a collegiate graduate who's been through the courses and are now about to reap the rewards of the effort that you've put in for the early years to have success later on.
There's another piece of advice that I'll offer to a magician specifically. If you're just getting into Renaissance fairs, if you are able-bodied and not afraid of hard labor, I also work site crew and build the stages.
Yeah, right.
And I build the stages, which means that if I want a trap door in one, I can have one if I can put enough time aside to have a trap door. Never done it, but I could. I have permission to do it.
But look, this is really good advice if you're really interested in working the Ren Faire circuit. If you can make yourself more valuable than just the talent, and you do other things or have as well. So the lesson, I think, is keep your eyes open for other opportunities to work the environment
for sure
beyond just
the main reason though about site crew specifically is because the amount of time you spend on the property in the area that you're going to be performing. If you're there for a week building the stuff, the day that work day comes to actually do your magic show, you're much more in tune with your environment, and hecklers roll right off your back because, dude, I built the bench that you're sitting in. There's no way you're about to heckle me and affect my confidence at all. It is a lot of work, but I'm telling you right now, the difference of a festival where I haven't worked site crew and I have worked site crew, you can tell. You can definitely tell. Heckler can do nothing to me at New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
And they try.
See, You'll be done with that within a year, I think. You'll be.
Oh,
Like,
It
sure.
reminds me of
Do it.
Josh is ready to speak.
Josh, shut up, bro.
You have the mic. You can mute
I know.
us.
I just I muted myself.
Just mute us. You just mute us. I won't take it personal.
No, it's cool. No, continue. It's all good. I was only going to say it reminds me of the circus world where like when you have a big circus tent show, all the performers help put up the tents and the pegs, and it's a whole day thing. And our buddy Joel Fenton, who's been on the pod, he came and did a gig with me at night, but during the day he sent me a photo and he's like in 30 centimeters of mud, like with these massive poles, and he's like out there in the rain, doing his part. Yeah, I mean, look at Connor. He can help out with so many things. He can be a lumberjack. He can carry massive logs. He can obviously bring the ladies in. I mean, you heard the thing about the rope getting wet because the was too wet.
Look, it's like today. It's like 30 minutes before pod. I'm like, hey Connor, where are you at? He's like, I'm getting a chick's number. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Yeah.
He shows up.
I left at 5.
Do you need to?
You said 5:30. I got here at 5:29.
Do you need to go and crack the window for her, or is she okay?
There was 3 of them, right?
In the car.
There were 3 girls.
There were 3 girls. How many are left?
They saw my bird in the kennel while Emmett was doing a show, and I had to pull them away because they wouldn't be quiet, and I didn't want 3 girls jumping around about a bird behind Emmett's show while he's
This is interesting. He travels with a crow.
Yeah, I have a bird. I debated on whether or not I bring him into the house, but there's cats and poop. But they saw the bird, so I'm talking to them about the bird, and then I blew them off because it was my turn to do a magic show. What? Huh?
Did you just say there's cats and poop in Doug Con's show?
No.
Well, no. Inside of Doug Con's house, there are cats, which are the natural predator of my bird, and my
poop.
bird inside of him is poop. Which if I
was
I see. Some of that bird
I was like, Doug, what are you doing? Just leaving your shit all over the floor?
I'm a guest. I don't want to poop all over Doug's house. I don't want my bird to poop all over Doug's house either.
Good choices.
Doug, have you considered a Twitch stream of your cats? Just a live stream?
A 24-hour stream of Doug's cats.
Yeah.
It'd probably go viral, eh? People love cats.
They do. I mean, at least one person I know loves cats. So
yeah, Doug.
There's got to be.
I'm optimistic about the new one. He's he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Could be a missed opportunity.
I'm not opposed to having a trained cat show if I can make it happen. I'll do that. What are you doing, Doug? I got the trained cat thing going. I'll do that if I can. I like it. I like this idea.
The cat ring.
Man.
All right, next question. Connor, where do you get your red hair dye from? And is it hard to
my red hair dye
to maintain that?
Kmart, it's blue light special.
Kmart.
Yeah. Hard to find these days. Kmart's.
Nice.
But I bought it in bulk back in 1991. I've just been dyeing it once a week since then.
Is Kmart even open still?
No, that's why it's funny.
Have you considered dyeing your hair, Doug? Just dye your head red.
He does. He dyes it white. he dyes it clear. He dyes the facial hair white and the top head
is
clear.
dyeing the eyebrows and the eyelashes. When you dye the be very careful when you're dyeing your eyelashes red.
Look, all these balding magicians, man, I just feel really out of place. I feel left out.
Well, one of the 365 days could be shaving your head. I mean, I'm just saying. You could sell that for a mighty profit.
What's that? Shave for a cure or some shit like that? Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, shave for a ticket entry to my show.
Do you cut your hair, Jason, on a regular basis? Is this part do you trim the length ever?
Nope.
No.
I just I'll cut my hair like once or twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's at that length now where like if I cut it short, it'll grow really fast, and then now it's at that length where it just kind of.
So it'll grow to a certain point and slow down. Is that what happens?
Yeah, weirdly enough. I mean, it still is growing, obviously, but it's not very notable. And then eventually it'll get to a point where these ends here. So at the moment, you see it's all one beautiful color, my hair. But eventually these ends will become very light, and that's usually from sun damage because it's so long that it just gets damaged by the sun. And that's when I'll cut it when the ends become.
Makes sense.
a slightly different color. Yeah.
When I'm busking in Florida, and I'll like busk 5 days a week in Florida, the top of the back of my ponytail becomes blonde. The sun just bleaches all, and then I'll take it out and like I'll have a half a head of blonde hair and a half a head of red hair.
Although I'm wondering because I live in Sydney now. When I used to live in Brisbane, my hair used to get that bleach effect. Now it's like a really rich, like brown color. Like it's actually a really nice color. I used to have a really like lighter hair color, and I think that's because I lived in Brisbane where the sun is just so harsh. It is just brutal up there. My point is, Josh, maybe you'd have more hair if you moved to Sydney, bro.
Look, you're saying good things here. You're saying good things. More hair, more work.
Yeah. Yeah, more clients for Sandy's business if she can, like, ship a horse business down here. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Do you see many horses down there in Sydney?
A whole new world. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Oh, yeah?
Police horses.
Yeah, that's our market. That's our niche.
That's the one.
You can always rely on them to pay.
Mayor, you're under arrest.
For looking fantastic in your new saddle pad.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Looking absolutely stunning in your new saddle pad.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, 365 days of magic. Connor, when are you starting it?
I haven't been posting my channel is not just exclusively doing magic tricks.
Connor, I think you misheard what I just said.
Huh?
365 days of magic. When are you starting?
I've posted videos about being a magician.
Are you you're not posting every day, are you?
Today's the second day of the year, so yeah. So far, I'm two for two.
Right.
I'm 2 for 2. I made a video about being on this, which I forgot to post the link to. I had to go back and edit and put the link back in.
Fantastic.
But
is it a goal of yours to post daily? Is that something you're trying to do?
I would like to. I would like to focus on growing my channel this year. I have less distractions this year, and
that's a different goal. Do you have a focus goal to post daily?
At least one video a day to all 4 platforms. It doesn't have to be a magic trick in my book.
That's fine.
It can be
whatever, I get it.
But there will be magic.
Plus you're doing the OnlyFans thing on the side, trying to get people over there to that skit with Bob.
I used to do an OnlyFans thing on the side.
Trying to make hands almost as much as a fetish as feet.
All about the side hustle, man.
You know what I mean?
Hey, we got to do what we got to do, Times are tough sometimes. Yeah, no one's laughing because we're all doing it.
I wouldn't know.
That could be a whole stick. It's like, I know you're probably here to watch other stuff, but real quick, check this out.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to do a trick for us now, Connor? It's trick time, bro.
Huh?
It's trick time. Do a trick first. Come on, let's go.
Do another trick. I mean, my go-to right now would be my linking rings just because my hands are on them. But I mean, and that's the next thing. But I mean,
do it
like a thing.
What about one of those
boring?
You know what's really rare?
Linking rings are boring.
You know what no one ever sees anymore is
on deck. I got Red Hot.
Hey Josh, one of these days you're going to get a whole ass word in, brother.
Thank you.
But when that day comes.
Well, it's because we've got 2 Jasons on the podcast, so I can't get any words in.
I think I've been pretty quiet this pod.
I know, because your brother from another land.
We found someone louder.
Well. Yeah. By the way, don't you guys think there's some similarities between Jace and Connor, particularly the facial hair?
Yeah.
The facial hair and the love for doing different coin moves.
The fact that we're both male. The fact that we both breathe oxygen, shit like that.
See, so many things.
So many things in common.
Yeah. I don't know that we do have that much in common. Do you think we have that much? I don't think so. I mean, aside from our love of magic and the fact that we're both street performers and the fact that we're both bigger fellas and the fact that we both have facial hair and both of our hair is long and we also have tattoos and the fact that we're both better than Douglas Con and Josh Norbito. I mean, I don't really see this. There's that much.
Connor, if you also have a Japanese wife, then this is just so bizarre.
Divorced. Thanks for bringing it up.
Josh, you insensitive freak.
Say that again. You had a Japanese wife?
Say what? No, I do not have a Japanese wife.
Well, but you have the world as your oyster.
Yeah.
You have 3 girls out
I'm
while you're
recently
like,
divorced,
yeah.
but I'm enjoying it a lot.
I'm enjoying it.
I recommend it.
Living it up.
Are tough,
Yeah,
but they lead
yeah.
to better paths.
It really, the truth of what it is that I am just getting started, and she is beginning to slow down.
Take this key
and life
and then
on the
I
road is hard.
link it.
That is the easiest way of putting it. Is that yeah. And I have no intention of slowing down anytime soon, and but she was not Japanese though.
Okay. Well, that clears that up then.
I'll tell you this, though, Jason. I would love to split pitch with you if you were ever in the States, or if I am ever in Australia. If you ever want a street pitch, bro, I'd totally be about splitting pitch. I really would.
Yeah, you can come stay at my house if you're in Australia.
You're not coming to America. Stinks.
I mean, I'll come. No, I'm just extending the invite. I have 2 street performers staying at my house right now.
You're offering that. Oh, I thought you were saying you can come to Sydney. I'm not coming.
No.
America.
I'll come to America at some stage. I just have no idea when. Like, America for Australians is like it's a little bit annoying to travel to because they have like so many rules about working there. It's really hard.
Like,
it's really really difficult for us, man. Like sometimes I'll go through airports and they're like, "What's this table for? Are you planning on doing some work over here, buddy?" And I'm like, "No. I just I'm a table enthusiast, mate."
No, it's an issue. I know a lot of my busker friends have to like keep their Facebook accounts moderated so they don't look like they're street performers and so on.
Really?
Yeah, they check for this.
Like work visa stuff type situation.
Yeah, you go through customs. They're like, "What's your Facebook?" "Oh, you're a street performer."
I had no clue.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Holy
Going
cow.
to America is really really hard for us.
Especially
me,
though.
Because there's no hiding it. Like I simply
deal
can't
with
hide
like that. If I try to go to Scotland or Australia, I gotta hide it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely.
You don't have to hide it when you come here. When you come to Australia, because Australia doesn't give a fuck.
But there are countries traveling abroad.
England cares. England cares. I know that one for sure. Japan cares. America really cares. Like good luck getting into America. If you're
I didn't know that was as big of an issue coming into the United States. But I'm not surprised because it's the United States, land of the free.
That's crazy.
Of course, it's a problem coming in here to do free things.
That's crazy.
it's like Australia, right? It's a free country. It's just really expensive to live here.
Well, if you ever do make it to America, there's this really awesome guy in Colorado who gave me this rights card, and I'll give you one so you know how to argue it, because they don't have to know that you're not an American. You can still flex on the rights.
You just go where it's good.
Yeah.
You know where to go.
Don't worry. They'll never take me alive. They'll never take me alive. No, I just I live life by the rules of it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So 100%. I'm sure it'll all work out in the end.
100%.
Maybe I'll just end up in jail like Doug Conn.
You can still busk in jail.
What happened to me?
Like
Been there, done that.
You can still busk in jail to like up the ranks of your stature and to
get
busk for
I was kind of thinking this is not a bad place for a magician. You got some skills in there you can put to work.
That's true.
And when
jail?
Tricks.
Did you just say jail is not a bad place for a magician?
Yeah, right. I mean, as opposed to a regular muggle going to jail, you might not be able to.
Isn't that the best place to learn your second deal? Because you can spend 18 hours a day second dealing.
Who was that guy?
Wasn't it Daniel Madison?
Yeah, there's no shot that Daniel Madison went to jail.
Penn introduced someone and was like,
"Yeah, I remember. Like, yeah."
Oh no, that's right. He said he knew a man who did it, and Daniel Madison's the only person I've seen do it.
Fake,
Wow.
The implication of that comment is so funny.
You know what'd be perfect though is you should just do this as a sketch, Jace, where the prison guards are like searching your room, and you're like, all right, well, how many
bars of soap?
How many drugs are on? How many drugs are under the cup? They're like 2. No, it's 3. All right, how many drugs are under this cup? No, it's this. So what about this one?
I move the cups around like this. Where are the drugs? A, B, or C? C. Yeah. You got it right. And then I'll load a bag of drugs.
Meanwhile, you're like tapping it with a shiv as your wand. How many under this one? No, you're wrong. Poke.
It's the shiv.
Yeah, you're like, crap. So many jokes.
Wait, inmate, is that a shiv? No.
So good.
This reminds me of something from a couple years
Jail?
back in New Orleans. There was a magician named Bosco. He never did the trick, but he was jamming on it, and he was talking about it was the theme of the show was how to not get ripped off by drug dealers in New Orleans. And he would hand you a baggie of weed, and he would say, "Does it smell like good weed? Close your hand around it." And they would say, "Is that good weed in your hand?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like horse shit. And you'd open it up and it would be a baggie of horse shit. And he'd have this whole bit about being,
This is why Bosco was never successful.
I was like,
I'm hearing.
listening
Yeah,
to them
I'm
jam about it.
Horrible idea.
It's
that
terrible.
sounds like a horrible idea.
Almost as
Knowing Bosco, it was actual horse shit in the baggies.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because
But he never
that-
put it into practice. He was just it was a
thank God.
daydream.
Thank God.
Bosco hasn't worked pitches in a long time. His chops were amazing, but he hadn't worked pitches.
This
What
man.
about you, Josh? You ever just put horse shit in a baggie when you go to your gigs?
I have. I mean, I deal with horse shit daily with our horse, but I haven't
It's
put it in
true.
a bag.
Yeah,
at
you
a
actually
gig.
have an unlimited supply of horse shit.
Oh,
If anyone needs it for that prank, I've got kilos of it per day.
If anyone wants to
On
make
tap.
that shit content,
You know,
Josh
Yeah.
got the shit for you.
I might make that.
Just go
for
to
one of my,
www.mayor to the throne and then just under special items.
Yep. I think
You
one of my
guys sell it as
Aussie.
fertilizer, Josh. You could just make a little extra cash off your horse's excrement.
It's not worth it, but yeah, you could if you wanted to. You just kind
It's
of
gonna
get
be
over it.
Murphy's next new release.
Hey, I can be the supply. Supply and demand, baby.
I think that's is it Murphy's or is it Illusionist next release?
No, man. Like
Mm.
literal. I'm trying not to be a frowny face about retail magic. So let me just zip my lip. Let's talk about something interesting in the States that happened. Vanishing Inc has bought the retail locations for Disneyland and at Pier 39, meaning they are establishing brick and mortar locations in the United States. And we may well be onto the Walmart of magic happening in this country as it's just getting started.
What?
I know, right? It's interesting
Did
because
you say near Disneyland, like as in like a gift shop type?
it had been run by Gino Minari's Houdini's Magic Shop, which was a chain of 12 to 14 magic shops. He closed them all during COVID, but kept two open. One was at Disney World, so he was running their magic shop there. Another one's in San Francisco. Vanishing Inc now owns these properties and will be developing them accordingly. Wow. And with that, maybe the world gets retail magic locations again. I'd be a fan, and I trust them to do it right. So interesting times.
Wow.
Josh, I got to fly to New Zealand soon, bro. You coming over?
To Sydney to take your spot, you mean?
This
To
one,
New Zealand.
you going over there?
When?
Who you talking to?
Oh, I mean, I'll come over there at some point in time when I can. I'm booked for the rest of the year.
You're not going to be slowing down. You're not going to be
Yeah.
available to go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I have two big gaps right now.
Yeah, that's not
Right
next year
until-
though.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like we're
No, I'm
missing
telling you,
vital key
you don't.
information here, Josh. Are we sitting on the outside looking in right now?
I think you asked a different question and it somehow got onto. something
I
else.
do want to travel abroad.
What was the question?
He said, "Josh, when are you coming to New Zealand? Are you coming with
Oh.
me on my festival?" And I was just enjoying whatever was happening just then.
I thought the question was for the guest.
Look, as long as we get 60
Man,
minutes
fuck
of
that
words.
guess, bro. Man, fuck you. Get your own podcast, bro. Nah, just kidding.
Whoa. You are not on OnlyFans yet, Doug. You still got 2 more minutes of us here.
Hope
That
you're
was
enjoying our
wild.
magic podcast.
That's the most energetic I've seen Doug on this pod this year.
Look, I'm spent now. I'll be taking a nap after the pod.
It's gonna have sore hips.
Jeez. Jace, when you leaving for New
I
Zealand?
fly on the 11th, brother. So I got to do the Maho Magic Bar first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right, baby.
Are you doing it?
Yeah. And then I fly over to NZ for the bread and circus, baby. And then you know what that means, bro? The content is flowing. I feel like it's going to be difficult in New Zealand though, doing the 365 for some reason. So I'm not going to have someone to be able to help me film, firstly, and secondly, yeah, that's it. That's really it. First and second, both in the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, because Meek is not in New Zealand now. Bastard. Just tell him to go home, just to come back to New Zealand.
Go home, bro. Get out of my house. And then afterwards, all right, bro, you can come back. Go on.
Yeah. That's it.
No, he's doing well, man. He's killing it, getting his crowds, setting his paces. You know, he's a young renegade street performer, figuring it out.
Love hearing that.
Yeah, he's learning a lot every day. It's good. It's good. And at the same time, he thought, you know what? Whilst trying to learn how to make a living on the streets full time, I'm gonna start a 365 challenge too. So I say, good luck to you, Mika, and Connor. Good luck to you too, buddy. And Douglas Con, fuck you, Douglas Con, man. Fuck you, bro.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.